Good morning. My name is Ray here with Team S.t.e.a.m. This morning I'm here at Flash Industrial Painting, and we're going to work further on this truck that we worked on yesterday. I got the gin poles all rigged down and everything's all separated where I want it. The boys got most of it masked up. We just need to finish masking it up today, do some welding on it, do some sanding, some scratching, do some body work. That whole driver's side door is a mess. So that's kind of what we're doing today, just plugging away on this guy. See, here's a pretty good one. Because of that crack, that pole is going in that way, which I explained, but I'll show you exactly what I mean. I'm gonna put one hand on this hood and I'm gonna close the hood, and you're gonna watch while I do. I've just got one hand on it. See that? Now I've got no hands on it. It's half closed. It would be slamming shut if it weren't for this. Look how far in there it is. I mean, that is, what, an inch inside of that? Absolutely unacceptable. The first time they go to close this, it is going to scrape that fender so bad, and from there on out. So that's why I need to weld up that crack. Because believe it or not, that is going to pull that right up where it belongs. But I'm also going to put a brace under there so it doesn't sit and wobble going down the highway, because that's why that's been welded so thick and cracked right through it, is because it wobbles going down the highway. So we'll put a brace in there and keep it from happening. We'll look to get all these guys prepped here today too. Get the stickers removed, finish getting them all ready for paint as well. You can see this door took quite a bit more body work than the other door. It had been opened sometime in its past. This hinge has been compromised, and this got opened into this and it wrinkled this up. And then back here was all caved in as well. So we've got that all squared away. We're getting ready to put some primer on it. Feel like hanging out for a minute while I do some priming? Cool, let's do it. The boys are going to walk in here any minute, and we're going to finish sanding and scratching everything on here that's white or next to the white. So we can get the white on this today, give it plenty of time to cure, so tomorrow we can mask it up and begin prepping on the rest of the blue. So that's what's on tap today. All right, so we've got it all prepped. It's 100% ready to go. Turn the boys loose, turn the heat on, turn the exhaust fan on, ready to shoot some primer. You guys feel like riding along for that? All right, let's do it. The way this is gonna go down is I'm gonna shoot some wet sanding primer, some light gray primer on these fender extensions that I had to sandblast on that are pretty rough. So I'm gonna, now they're all prepped and ready, I'm gonna put some wet sanding primer on them and on the lower counterparts. Then I'm going to reload the gun with white primer and prime everything in white. Then I'm going to use some white paint. All right, well, as you can see, we got some overspray in the air. Shop stinks to high heaven, and we got some white paint on today, just like I wanted to, and some blue on the hubs. All the hubs got the blue, and then the cab and the hood got the white, just like the last truck, and these marker poles got white. And now we're ready to move on. Mask it all up tomorrow and start working on the blue. And yesterday we got this white paint on this truck, and today we're going to mask up the white, segregate the fenders and the roof cap, and outside of that, the rest of it's going to be left white, just like the last one. And then I'm gonna put some design on the marker poles here. And once we get that masked up, we will work towards prepping the blue or the green to get the blue on, which probably won't happen today. We got an awful lot of prep to do. I got some welding to do. So it's gonna be a pretty darn busy day. Now what I've done here is I've just taken what's called a hood prop. It's just an expandable telescoping prop, and jammed it up under here because of the trajectory of this bumper. It comes off at about 45 degrees. It's going to push it up this way. Not straight forward like it looks like. It's going to push it out this way, which is important. So that way this clears that fender when it closes. I showed before how it's off by over an inch. And now that I've shoved it out this far by pushing up on the bottom, I've gone ahead and shoved this out far enough that it clears by at least a ½ inch. Now that it's up that far, I'm going to lower the hood and weld that initial crack and also install a brace underneath it so it won't be tempted to crack there again in the future. All right, now I got my my welder set up and all turned on, got all my gear on here ready. I've got this brace put in here, custom cut brace that I'm going to weld into place here from the top and on the bottom there. And that's the reason that I have this jack and that 2x4, and it's all pushing up on this, because again, when I push up on this, this right here comes out, and that gives me the clearance that I need right here. And at the moment I have about a full inch of clearance, which I suspect will shrink once I get this welded in place and remove the jack. It will still go down to some degree, and it will still move in on this fender to some degree. I'm expecting a final measurement to be about 3/4 of an inch, which is exactly what I want. So now I've got it all welded up. You can see where I got some pretty good penetration in the top part of the brace. You probably can't see any of that in there. All right, here we go. We're gonna close the hood and see what that gap looks like. Yep, around an inch. Excellent. It was around an inch into the fender before. Now it's an inch on the outside of the fender. Should never be another problem again.